Black Saga Storm meets Necrodominance Combo. This list is wild and it recently went undefeated. Let's go check it out. This is a spicy deck list by Magic Online member noprops, who recently went undefeated by combining Black Saga Storm with Necrodominance Combo. So the idea with this deck list is that you're not playing Born Upon a Wind. Instead, you're playing Leyline of Anticipation that you're combining with the Necrodominance. The Leyline of Anticipation is also a bargainable enchantment for Beseech the Mirror, which is just great. And on top of that, you have Infernal Tutor for Necrodominance. So any hand that you open with the Leyline of Anticipation, Dark Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond, and Infernal Tutor win the game by grabbing Necrodominance. That said, you might even be able to cut out the Dark Ritual part because you only need 2 mana plus Lion's Eye Diamond, which means that you might be able to use a Chrome Mox plus your land drop or something else. So this list is very lean and it can win on very few resources, which I think is quite exciting. And this might be the way forward for Necrodominance. I'm excited to try it today. The sideboard is full of some pretty sweet cards too, such as Molten Collapse, a card that I've tried previously in the Epic Storm but wasn't a huge fan of. Maybe it's better here. And then we have Peer into the Abyss, Shieldred the Apocalypse. We have the Helm of Obedience plus Leyline of the Void combo against graveyard strategies. This deck list is very spicy, and I think one of the biggest strengths of it is that you're not all in on Necrodominance. You also have Urza Saga Beatdown, and on top of that, the Urza Saga can grab you a Lion's Eye Diamond and just, you know, offer an alternative game plan. If your opponent has a lot of hate pieces, you could just beat them to death, and you can disrupt them with Duress, Thoughtseize, and Unmask to make sure that your combo gets through or that your Urza Saga constructs can finish the job. So there's a lot to like about this deck list. We're going to try it today. Shout out to community member noprops, and let's see how we do. Hopefully we can go undefeated as well, and I'll see you in the first round. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop, or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Round number 1 with this spicy Necrodominance combo deck. We are on the play. Oh my. Turn 1 win right off the bat. Here we go. I love it. Oh my. Close your eyes. This is sweet. Leyline of Anticipation. Let's go. What's nice about this is if they have a Force of Will, we actually have a deterministic Beseech the Mirror line next turn. Necrodominance. Oh no, opponent. Oh no. Mox Opal. Now we'll go to the end step. With this Mox Opal trigger on the stack, we'll add red and black trigger. How about we pay 19 life here? And I feel like I'm obligated to say this because everyone who thinks that they're a comedian will now comment in the chat, LOL, gut shot. Ooh. Yeah, but you could just win on top of a gut shot. Or if you do it in response to the trigger, I just pay 1 less life. I draw 18 cards. So I think the gut shot meme doesn't exist. And if you think that's funny, you're just wrong. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. It's not funny. It doesn't even work. So, yeah. Worth noting, I cannot play a Thoughtseize here. Alright, so we do have a Beseech the Mirror that I can play for the Tendrils of Agony. Imprint the Necrodominance. We'll cast Beseech the Mirror, bargain away the Necrodominance, Storm 10, and Tendrils of Agony. I guess if you really wanted to LOL play around the gut shot meme, you could even Beseech the Mirror for Duress first to force out the gut shot and then Tendrils in response. So there's like a bunch of different ways that you can beat a meme card like that. Like, you shouldn't ever do that sort of thing. It's not even worth it. Alright, so we win game number 1 fairly easily. That was awesome. I don't think we sideboard. I think we don't know what our opponent's playing. We got to do the thing. Our main deck has discard already in it, which is good in pretty much every matchup. So I think if there was like one thing I'd want to change about this deck list is that there's very few Urza Saga targets. You have a Grafdigger's Cage against Reanimator, but there's no Haywire Might or anything else. And I understand that you're not playing a Bayou, but I don't know. I feel like a Haywire Mite could be kind of free, but maybe you don't need it. I could be entirely wrong, but being able to beat something like Deafening Silence seems pretty good to me. This is a deterministic Beseech the Mirror line with duress backup. Oh my. No props. What have you done? What have you done, friend? They play a basic island and a ponder. So you were playing a blue deck, and you kept a hand without Force of Will? I don't know, friend. You were asking for it. All right, so they did not shuffle. We'll play the Chrome Mox, and we'll imprint the Infernal Tutor. Let's play Lion's Eye Diamond first, because we don't need a Lion's Eye Diamond here. And if they force a will this, I don't care. Like, if you want to force a will Lion's Eye Diamond, have at it. We'll play Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual on the stack. They're paused. Daze. Unfortunate. Okay, we have to pass the turn. Ideally, we would draw a land next turn, even an Urza Saga. Well, maybe not an Urza Saga. We want a land that taps for black, but that doesn't do what I want here. So I'm just going to fire off the Dark Ritual again. And now we'll play Duress. Force of Will, Consign to Memory. You're on Stifle Knot, huh? Well, you don't have another blue card, so I will take the Consign to Memory. And now you're dead. Play the Chrome Mox. Now this is just good, clean magic. We will cast Infernal Tutor holding priority. We'll make a bunch of mana. Okay. We will grab the Beseech the Mirror. Cast it. Sacrifice the empty Chrome Mox. Storm is 6. Grab the Guy as well. And we'll just start casting cards from our graveyard here. Dark Ritual, Duress, because I can. We'll take the Force of Will. Play Lion's Eye Diamond. Chrome Mox. And then Beseech the Mirror with Bargain. Sacrifice the Chrome Mox. And Tendrils of Agony. Boom. That was so easy. I hope all of our rounds are like that. That was insane. All right, well, we're 1-0 to start off this Legacy League. I will see you in match number 2. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. The second match. We're on the draw. We've opened up a hand that's very close. Urza Saga does not cast the turn 1 Necrodominance. I mean, you could keep this, but I feel like it's kind of a trap. I'm going to mulligan it. Womp womp. Oh, so a thing recently, I've had a bunch of people comment on my videos. Oh, you know that you could cast Tendrils of Agony here? You just have to announce the Tendrils and pay with a Lion's Eye Diamond. Not how that works. I don't know why people keep on... It's not like one person either. It was like, on a recent video, I had like 7 people comment that. That's not how Lion's Eye Diamond works. You cannot use Lion's Eye Diamond to cast Necrodominance or Tendrils. It just doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. So we cannot keep this. This is also a mulligan. We'll go down to 5. I believe that this is a turn 1 win. You bottom Beseech the Mirror, Guy's Will, and then any imprintable off the top gives you Leyline, Infernal Tutor, Necro. So we'll put these 2 on the bottom. Play the Leyline. Moon Stompy? Is that what this is? Chalice of the Void. I will play Lion's Eye Diamond in response. The Chrome Mox no longer does anything. Burning Wish. Bummer. We had the turn 1, but they were on the play. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Okay. We have to pass. They discard Simian Spirit Guide and a City of Traders. They play an Ancient Tomb. Pyroglyph. I am running out of time here. Okay. I'm at 16. Bummer. We have to pass. I was an imprintable away. I don't think there's a draw that gets me out of this. Even Dark Ritual doesn't work. I needed better draws for my first 3 draws of the game. Actually, does Dark Ritual work? Because I could go Dark Ritual, Beseech the Mirror, Bargain, Leyline, float 3 black, Dark Ritual again, replay the Vault of Whispers. I might be able to win with a Dark Ritual draw. Fury. Sure. Alright, deck. I am asking you for a Dark Ritual. More like begging at this point, but give me Dark Ritual. Womp womp. Alright, we're dead, but I'm going to look at their hand. It's a monkey. Concede. Alright, so we will be on the play for game number 2 versus Moonstompy. Trying to think if I would like to change anything here. Maybe get rid of Unmask and we'll bring in Empty the Warrens. I think that's it. I mean, Shield Dread's not bad either. We could have the Shield Dread. We'll try this. On the play for game number 2. Nope. This doesn't do it. I think we're going to 5. 5 cards is a turn 1 Necrodominance. Or we could turn 1 Empty the Warrens for a bunch. So we could put Empty the Warrens on the bottom. And then we have double Beseech. No, we don't. I don't have enough mana to Beseech the Mirror. So it's just turn 1 Necrodominance. So we'll put back the Empty the Warrens and Infernal Tutor. Maybe I keep the Infernal Tutor. I'm not sure what the right move is here. Alright, so I think I'll do this. Our opponent looks like they have a pregame effect for their 6-card hand, so probably Leyline of the Void. And there it is. Okay, so we'll play Vault of Whispers, Dark Ritual, Necrodominance. As spell number 2, it cannot be hit by Mindbreak Trap. And then we'll play Chromox Infernal Tutor, go to end step. I don't have a win because we don't have the Leyline here. So I think I'll pay 7 going down to 13. And then we'll have to discard 2 cards. This is a win next turn, assuming I don't get hit by Chalice. I think you get rid of the 2 lands. Because even if they play a Chalice of the Void for 0, I could empty the Warrens. They have Ancient Tomb, Magus of the Moon. Okay. We could play Lotus Petal, Mox Opal. I'm trying to think of the best way to play Leyline of Anticipation here. So I can go Dark Ritual Leyline, but it feels like I'm just wasting the Dark Ritual. I can just tap 4 mana sources here and play Leyline. And then I draw 12 on the end step, so if I don't hit a Chromox, Lotus Petal, or Mox Opal, I lose. I could go Dark Ritual, Beseech the Mirror, and put a Leyline into play, and then I have 2 open mana sources. I think that's the move. Beseech the Mirror with Bargain, sacrifice the Vault of Whispers, put Leyline into play. And now we go to the end step, and I can draw 12. There we go. Let's look at 12. Play a Lotus Petal. Throw Mox, will imprint Thoughtseize. Ooh, this doesn't win. This does not win. Guess we imprint Necrodominance. And I don't draw cards. Because of the Necrodominance, so the Shield Dread can't even gain life. We might be locked out. Dark Ritual. Shield Dread the Apocalypse. I think we have to go to cleanup. Get rid of Gaia's Will. Can't play Thoughtseize, so those can be discarded. That was the risk with using the Beseech the Mirror. But it left me with open mana. They just conceded. What? Wow. I don't think I was going to win that. I will take it. I did not deserve that. I'm a little floored right now, but okay. Going to game 3. Game 3, we're on the draw. We have Leyline of Anticipation. The problem is that the rest of our hand doesn't do anything. Triple Mox Opal is garbage. We will mulligan. I don't know. Trying to be the Urza Saga deck versus Moonstompy seems real risky. I guess the one upside here is you don't have any 0 mana artifacts or Chalice of the Void. They mulligan to 5. I think I'm going to keep this. Bottom the Tendrils of Agony. And now they're having a mulligan to 4. City of Traders. Disruptor Flute. Names Necrodominance. 2 cards in their hand. Gaia's Will right on time. Always glued to my hand. We'll play Thoughtseize. Take the Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Pass the turn. Can Urza Saga get the job done? They play the Mountain. So they drew something. Broadside Bombardiers. I don't love that. Okay. I'm at 16. We'll play the Urza Saga. Pass the turn. They drew their own Saga. So they're drawing runners right now. We draw Chromox. Play the Vault of Whispers. Let's play the Chromox. Imprint Thoughtseize, because I don't think I'm going to cast that this game. Okay. Their Urza Saga goes to the second chapter. I need them to not draw land here. Another Disruptor Flute. Wow. Insane. 3 runners in a row. So now they can name Urza Saga, and I won't be able to make another construct to block the broadside. And that's exactly what happens here. Okay. I can't block because this creature has Menace. So I will go to 12. And I can tap the Saga for mana, but that's it. I cannot make another construct due to the Disruptor Flute. We'll grab a Lion's Eye Diamond. Play the Mox Opal. And I can't block, so I might as well attack. Swing. They're at 15. They can get a 0 mana artifact. They grab a Chrome Mox. No imprint. They drew another Urza Saga. Yeah, opponent, you got me. So they can fling the Chrome Mox and deal 2. They didn't, though. Another Lion's Eye Diamond, so now the construct deals 6. I just need to draw Infernal Tutor or Beseech the Mirror. No land, please. Come on. Chalice of the Void for 0. So if they attack, they can fling the Chrome Mox. That would put me to 6. They flung the Flute with Saga under it. That makes sense because it puts me dead next turn. Yes, let's go! Let's go! Swing. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Hold priority. We'll cast Infernal Tutor. Actually, cancel. Just so I don't fat finger it, let's just suspend the guy's will. It's free to do so. I guess I don't even need to sacrifice the Lion's Eye Diamonds here. We'll grab Tendrils of Agony. Target you. Wow. What a match. Our opponent gifted us game number 2 and we made them, regret it in game number 3. So we are now 2-0. This deck list seems decent, I have to say. Let's see if we can get the next 3. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. It's time for the third match. We're on the draw. I've opened up another turn 1 win. We have Burning Wish into the sideboard copy of Beseech the Mirror that then Guy's Will loops into a Tendrils of Agony. Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Manifold Key. So likely the Karn Forge deck or Mystic Forge combo, whatever you would like to call it. All right, so I believe we have a win here. Leyline of Anticipation. We'll play Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond. The Vault of Whispers. I will now hold control and cast the Burning Wish. We'll make some black mana. Yes. There's so many cards that cost black here. I'm going to try to click real carefully. Let's expand. Grab the Beseech the Mirror. Now we'll cast it with Bargain, sacrifice the Mox Opal. We will grab Guy's Will. You might be saying, why not sacrifice the Vault of Whispers? I don't think it matters in game number 1, so that's why I'm not doing it. And this way I end up with a land in play. The opponent concedes the game. Boom! This deck list is fast. Alright, so the Forge deck. Honestly, I don't think we sideboard. Like, the sideboard isn't really made for bringing in cards, if I'm being honest. So we just resubmit. Like, you bring in Leyline of the Void plus Helm of Obedience combo, but I think that's it. I guess I could bring in the Shieldred, the Apocalypse. Take out Unmask. Maybe empty the Warrens. We'll try this. I don't know if I feel strongly about these changes, but we're on the draw. Unmask is worse there. On the draw, game number 2, we have turn 1 Necrodominance, but it's not a win because we don't have the Leyline. So this hand is Necrodominance Pass, which doesn't feel great. They've mulliganed. So I could mulligan looking for an actual turn 1 win. Or I can just keep Necrodominance Pass. I think I'm going to mulligan, and this might be really greedy. I just want to say that. It's just, this doesn't actually win the game. So I want to see if I can hit something that does win the game. Like this. We'll keep. So here I have turn 1 Infernal Tutor into Empty the Warrens. It's not a Beseech the Mirror loop because I don't have an artifact. Bottom the Fell the Profane. Actually, if they go turn 1 Karn the Great Creator, I'm going to want this. So why don't we get rid of Urza Saga? Well, maybe I'd want that against Karn the Great Creator. Alright, Duress is going on the bottom. If we can draw a Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal, Mox Opal, another Lion's Eye Diamond, we have a win. Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Soul Guide Lantern, so the Guy's Will win is off the table. They have 3 cards remaining in their hand. They're at 18 life. They draw Badlands. So this would be a turn 1 Empty the Warrens for 8. Is that good enough? I don't know, but that's what we're going to do here. Dark Ritual. Lion's Eye Diamond. I guess I could have played the Badlands. Infernal Tutor holding priority will make 3 red mana. I suppose I could also Shield Dread the Apocalypse. Is Shield Dread the Apocalypse better than 8/1/1s here? Versus the One Ring Karn the Great Creator deck? I don't know. I'd like to try the Shield Dread here. We'll play. Oh no! Oh no! I can't cast it. I cracked for red. I have to shame concede. I'm such an idiot. I am such an idiot. Whoops. Ah. I don't know what I was thinking. My bad. My bad. Need to slow down just a little bit. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, so we'll bring in Unmask on the play. And I think, and I could be wrong here, I like the fact that it's free for Storm purposes. So maybe we end up cutting some of the 1-mana disruption so that way I can do whatever. Maybe that's dumb. I'm going to just resubmit and maybe this time realize what I'm doing before I punt. If I lose this match, I'm going to be sad. On the play. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Necrodominance. We'll keep this. Maybe I'll get lucky and draw a Dark Ritual, and then I just have a win next turn. They have a Leyline of the Void. Thoughtseize you. We will take the Glaring Fleshraker. Their hand is nothing. It's all just mana. Planar Nexus, they play a Mox Opal, so we know what their draw was now. So, I mean, they have a 1-turn window to draw something that beats me. Another Mox Opal. So we can play the Mox Opal here. Technically, I have Beseech the Mirror. I can Beseech the Mirror for Empty the Warrens. Or I can just Necrodominance and then next turn Beseech for Leyline. My one fear is if they draw Karn the Great Creator, because it's going to shut off all of my mana. Like, literally all of it. So, the Beseech is enticing because I wouldn't lose to Karn. I could also put Shield Dread into play now, and then next turn Necrodominance. Is that crazy? Well, actually that doesn't work because I won't have triple black next turn. So if I decide to go the Beseech the Mirror route, I would play an Opal here. Storm would be 2. Beseech the Mirror. Storm would be 3. Beseech the Mirror. Storm would be 4. Beseech the Mirror. Storm would be 5. Empty the Warren. So it would be 12 Goblins. I feel like 12 Goblins probably wins. Even if they draw Karn the Great Creator, they have to, like for Ensnaring Bridge, they would have to get Hellbent. But they only have 2 cards in hand, so maybe it is possible that the empty still loses to Karn. Beseech the Mirror. We'll grab another Beseech the Mirror. Sacrifice the Vault of Whispers. And empty the Warrens. 12 Goblins. Alright, nothing but Goblins on the table, at least on my side. They play the Urza's Tower. No other play. We draw Fell the Profane. I'll play that as a land. Swing better, swing. They're at 8. And the opponent concedes the match. How about that? So we're now 3-0 despite my punt. Okay, maybe we'll trophy. Who knows? 2 matches left. Let's see if we can get to the next one. You're still watching. Make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. It's match number 4, and we're facing the Dredge legend, Mfuz Van Gogh. We're on the player Mfoosh Van Gogh, however you would like to say it. And this is a turn 1 win. We keep these. If this Unmask was a 1-mana discard spell, it would be a protected turn 1 win. But we don't have the black card to pitch here. Like, you could go turn 1 Necrodominance plus Unmask, but I'd rather just go for the win. We'll play Vault of Whispers, Lion's Eye Diamond, Mox Opal, Dark Ritual, and we'll cast Infernal Tutor, holding priority. We'll add 3 black. Infernal Tutor on the stack. Grab Beseech the Mirror. We'll cast it, bargain the Mox Opal, and now we'll grab Gaia's Will. Play the Gaia's Will. Storm is 6. Dark Ritual. Play the Lion's Eye Diamond. Mox Opal is back, Storm 9. And Beseech the Mirror again, sacrificing the Mox Opal, Storm 10. And now we'll grab the Tendrils of Agony. Target you. We take game number 1 from the Dredge God. How about that? A lot of turn 1s today. We finally get to use our sideboard. I will bring in Leyline of the Void and the Helm of Obedience. We need 5 cuts now. Probably the Unmasks. Like, honestly, I think all of the discard spells are probably pretty bad in this matchup. So that brings us to 57. I don't know if there's anything else I actually want here. So Oh, I guess we want the cage. And then maybe the 2 copies of Duress. Let's try this. So Duress is nice because it can discard if... So our opponent has been known to play blue in their Dredge build so they can support Force of Will. If they have Force of Will, it allows us to beat that. But it doesn't discard Dredgers, which is nice. They mulligan. I just don't think that this is a keep. Like, it has powerful cards in it. It's just, like, not a cohesive hand. We'll send it back. Leyline of the Void plus Grafdigger's Cage. I'm sorry, Leyline of Anticipation, Grafdigger's Cage. Is this a keep? I think it might be. Bottom Necrodominance. This is a weird one. Turn 0, Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. They're on 5 cards. Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond. And they pass the turn. We'll draw. Necrodominance. I can't cast... Or I'm sorry, Chromox. I can't cast the Necrodominance. We will pass. They have 3 cards in their hand. And they're not doing anything here. There's a Saga. I suppose I'll play that. And we'll pass. If they're not going to do anything, I don't want to flash in the Grafdigger's Cage in case they have, like, Force of Vigor. Or if they have a Force of Will, I want them to discard their hand to Lion's Eye Diamond first. They have 5 cards in hand. Infernal Tutor. I think we pass here. 6 cards in their hand. End step, we'll play Chromox, and I think I'm actually going to imprint the Necrodominance now because Infernal Tutors are a payoff. And then we'll play the Duress. The classic end step Duress play. Everybody knows about it that plays Legacy. It's an instant, right? They did not have Force of Will or anything like that. We'll take the Breakthrough. End step, we'll flash in Grafdigger's Cage. And now we'll go to our turn. Urza Saga will go grab a Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay. Play the Lotus Petal. Play the Chromox. We'll imprint Leyline of the Void. Cast Infernal Tutor. And we'll make 3 black. And our opponent concedes the match. We're 1 match away from the glorious 5-0. I hope we get it. Stick around and watch match number 5 and find out if we do. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy of the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. For the trophy, the 5th and final round, we are on the play. Let's party. We have Necrodominance and Leyline, but the Mox Opals are not active. I'm going to mulligan. I think we can do better. I have no idea what they're playing. Like, if we knew our opponent was on a blue deck, I would keep this. Alright, well, I just looked at Goldfish. I haven't done it for any other opponent in the entire league. But if we're playing for the trophy, I want to see what their past decks have been. So recently, it's been Dimir Reanimator, and then Izzet Delver. So Urza Saga Beatdown would be good against both those decks. So I think we keep this. And this could be bad. I'm going to bottom the Leyline of Anticipation. This might not work. I'm just throwing it out there. Or we keep a hand that makes so many constructs it overwhelms the opponent. Who knows? Anything could happen. Alright, they thought about Petal for a long time. And then Urza Saga, we play it, it triggers, pass the turn. They play Basic Island, Ponder. Maybe I'm getting a little too greedy by playing the Urza Saga on the first turn. But I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think, like, if I can get ahead with the constructs, maybe that's better long term. But I might be wrong because I won't be able to make a construct on turn 3 unless I draw something good here. And that was not it. Volcanic Island, Quarry Steel Cutter. We will make a construct. Infernal Tutor. We'll grab a Lion's Eye Diamond here. Let's play another Urza Saga. And we'll just go to combat. Swing. They're at 18. Dragon's Rage Channeler. And Ponder. This will trigger the Quarry Steel Cutter. They surveil away Force of Will. Okay, I'm down for that. They did not shuffle. They attack for 2 and pass. Vault of Whispers. Honestly, a pretty good draw here. We'll just main phase the construct activation and then attack. Swing. Our opponent's now at 14. Misty Rainforest. Another Quarry Steel Cutter. Surveils away Volcanic Island. And now they fetch. They're at 13. Another Dragon's Rage Channeler. So now they get 2 more monk tokens here. Okay. Are you willing to sacrifice a monk to attack? The answer is apparently no. Leyline of Anticipation. Not an amazing draw here. We'll make another construct. Trying to think of what I should grab here. It would be nice if we had like a utility search. We'll grab Mox Opal, I think. Play another Urza Saga. So if I swing for 12, they can opt to just not block. And my fear is dying on the crackback from 18 life versus Corey Steelcutter. They have 4 cards in their hand. We will... I think I just have to apply the pressure. I'll attack. Alright, I'm actually happy to see them block here. That is very good for me. Oh, phew. I was nervous that they were going to be like, okay, I'll go to 1 kill you. We'll pass the turn. They play Wasteland. Goodbye, Urza Saga. You were good. The opponent's deep in the tank here. They just added 2 mana for a Petty Theft. I don't love that. Not one bit. Okay, so now I lose my blocker. They surveil away a Murktide Regent. So now they have Delirium. They currently have 9 damage on the board. And now they're going to daze their own Petty Theft. But they can pay the 1, though. So then they'll get 2 more monks. Am I still going to die here? So 9-13. If they didn't block last turn, I'd be dead. If they knew that they had Dazed Brazen Borrower. They've already played their land, because they played the Wasteland this turn. So a Mishra's Bauble would be +3 more. So that would put me to 1, I think. So they can attack with the Channelers and then leave 2 back. So they have land in their hand plus 2 unknown cards. If the unknown cards are Forcible plus blue card, I lose. And now they swing. I'll take 9, going down to 9 life. A Duress here would be incredible. That was not a good draw. That's what I wanted to get off of Infernal Tutor. Well, I guess like I need to Beseech the Mirror, so it's probably not the end of the world. We'll swing. No blocks, they're at 3. If only I could cast this Tendrils of Agony plus another spell. I think I have to go all in and lose the Force of Will here. Sacrifice the diamond, Infernal Tutor. And they do have Force of Will. Ah, so close. We needed 1 more artifact so they would go to 1 life. But we didn't get it. Izzet Delver's the bully. I lost a 5-0 earlier this week to Izzet Delver as well. Okay. We'll bring in Shieldred the Apocalypse, Unmask. I think we want the Empty. And I'm going to do something crazy. I don't think we're allowed to be the Leyline of Anticipation deck in this matchup, so I'm going to just take those out. We'll try this. On the play for game number 2, we have Urza Saga again, but the rest of our hand doesn't really function. I could imprint a Beseech the Mirror, and then hope to draw into a red source for Burning Wish, but we only have 2 Badlands and 4 Opals, plus 4 Lotus Petals, so 10 sources. I guess I could draw a Dark Ritual. I'm going to mulligan. It's really close. Think we keep this one. Bottom the second copy of Beseech the Mirror. Badlands and Duress. Well, that's a hand. We'll take Force of Negation. Pass the turn. Volcanic Island. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Good draw. Ooh, this is short of a win. If we had another mana, we could play through the days. Unfortunately, I have to pass. They ponder. Surveils away Dragon's Rage Channeler. So now they're only 1 card type away from Delirium. They shuffled on the Ponder. Thundering Falls. Puts a Mishra's Bauble to the graveyard. So they ended up hitting Delirium. Alright, deck, be good to me. That still loses to Daze. I could unmask, exile the Shieldred. I could empty the Warrens this turn. But I don't know if empty the Warrens is actually good enough. Because they could play Murktide Regent and try to race me. It'd be an empty the Warrens for 12. Let's unmask. Exile the Shieldred, the Apocalypse. I mean, if they daze this, it increases my Storm to 14, and I'm definitely emptying. They have 1 unknown card. I am definitely jamming here. Brazen Borrower, Brainstorm. We'll take the Daze. Lotus Petal. Play the Mox Opal. Dark Ritual. I'm 1 mana short of a clean Guy's Will win. If my land was a Vault of Whispers, it would actually be perfect. for a number of reasons. The Mox Opal would be active, but I could also bargain the land and then replay it. So I think it's Empty the Warrens for 12, which might not get there against Murktide Regent, or we Necrodominance when they have a Brazen Borrower in hand. So I just think it has to be Empty the Warrens and hope that 12 Goblins is good enough. Pass the turn. Murktide Regent, and they shrunk the Channeler. Will swing. They can block 2, take 10 down to 10. And then next turn they can block and Brazen Borrower, so they would take 8 down to 2. They play Brainstorm, Wasteland, Quarry Steelcutter. They can't attack this turn, or else they're dead on the swing back. Burning Wish doesn't help. So I could leave back 1, because it would block a Monk if they were, for some reason they were able to come up with 17 damage. And I don't know if there's a difference between them being at 1 and being at 2. You know what? I'm just going to send it. They can only make 1 Monk. I don't think that they can come up with lethal off 1 Monk plus Murktide Regent. If I'm wrong, laugh at me in the chat, but I don't think it's going to happen. Meanwhile, putting them to 1 shuts off fetch lands. They ponder. They shuffled off ponder. We got there. All right, we just need to win game 3 on the draw now. No changes on my end. We're going to just send it. This hand's really close. I want to keep it. All right, against better judgment, we're keeping. I'd really love to draw like a Chrome Mox or a black land, something like that. Volcanic Island, Dragon's Rage Channeler, always. That works. We'll play Urza Saga, Lotus Petal, Mox Opal, and Thoughtseize. Daze, Murktide Regent, Ponder, double Brainstorm. I think we take the Daze. Actually, is it just Ponder? Hopefully they Brainstorm lock themselves. No, we'll take the Daze. Sacrifice the artifact. We'll play Dark Ritual. And Necrodominance. Alright, so we'll draw 5 cards here. We'll have to discard 1. Discard the Necrodominance. They Brainstorm. They get to Surveil here. Gets rid of a Dragon's Rage Channeler. They play Volcanic Island. And now they Ponder. This will give them Delirium, so that way when they attack, I go to 10. They did not shuffle off the Ponder. Saga goes to the second chapter. We'll play another Urza Saga. Play Chrome Mox. So I think I'm going to imprint the Empty. I don't think Empty the Warrens is actually fast enough with only 3 Storm. And then we'll play the Lion's Eye Diamond. We'll cast Infernal Tutor at 3 black. I think Shield Red is actually the pick here, assuming that this resolves. It doesn't. Well, that hurts. Okay, we'll make a construct with the floating mana. End step is the number 6, because I have to win next turn, and they're going to attack for 3 in the air. I think the number is 6. Interesting. So I think actually don't need the Opal, assuming that the Saga gets to get Lion's Eye Diamond. So this would give me double backup for whatever they have in hand next turn, but do I need double backup? Is 1 sufficient? I guess Urza Saga is probably the weak card in this hand. They play a land. They swing, I'll go to 1. The 5-0 all comes down to this turn. And now we'll float a colorless, grab a Lion's Eye Diamond. Let's cast Unmask. Exiling Unmask. They have 2 cards in their hand. We have 2 discard spells. They play Petty Theft on my Construct token. Okay, maybe I should have attacked first? I think we can still win even without the attack, though. Or a Steelcutter, okay. So I can Burning Wish for Beseech the Mirror, bargain the Necro. Open up my sideboard. Pretty sure we have it. Colorless, black, black, black. And then we bargain the Necro, and then you sacrifice the diamond. We'll play Burning Wish. Grab the Beseech the Mirror. Tap for a black. Play Mox Opal. We will bargain away the Beseech the Mirror. Now that the Necro's gone, I can sacrifice the Lion's Eye Diamond for 3 black. Grab another Beseech the Mirror. Sacrifice the Mox Opal, Storm 6. Grab another Beseech the Mirror. Storm 7. Grab another Beseech the Mirror. Storm 8. And I could just grab the Tendrils of Agony here. Or I could Guy's Will. I think we'll just do the Tendrils of Agony. Storm 9. They're at 18 life. And they have no hand. I believe we just went 5-0 with the new Necrodominance deck. Pretty sweet. I also got revenge on Izzet Delver for denying me a 5-0 earlier this week, which is pretty cool. Do love that. Shoutouts to the person who built this deck list. Community member, noprops from Magic Online. You built a very powerful deck. I don't know if I love the sideboard entirely. I do wish there was some Urza Saga targets and stuff like that in there, but the deck was really well constructed, so shoutouts to you. Yeah, 5-0s are sweet. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. There's no better way to support our channel. If you're interested in elevating your combo game, visit theepicstorm.com/tutoring for details about our coaching sessions. Don't worry, there's more great combo content coming right up.